Kakinada, no? I
Okay,
mean,
okay,
Kakinada.
okay. Yes, Prabhuji. Yes.
Yes, Prabhu, we can start with
Yes.
our this song. So
Thank you.
I'll just welcome.
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah,
Prabhuji.
welcome all the. Yeah, welcome Prabhujis and Matajis. We are today here to celebrate Gaur Purnima, our beloved Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's, appearance day. So we'll start with Sachi Sudakastam by our Vera Prabhu. So this is a very beautiful song. So let's join in with this song. Yes, Prabhuji, please proceed.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji. Again, wish you all happy the Gaurav Purnima. And today is a very auspicious day, that appearance day of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So on this occasion, I will just take opportunity to sing that Sri Sri Sachi Sutta Ashtakam. Sachi means mother of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And this song was written by Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, who was a very great scholar, and later on he became a good devotee of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So I'll start with this.
Yes, Prabhu, please.
नवगौरवरं नवपुष्पसरं नवभावधरं नवलास्यपरं नवहास्यकरं नवहेमभरं प्रणमामि शचीसुत गौरवरम् नवप्रेमयुतं नवनीतशुचं नवभेषकृतं नवप्रेमरसं नवधाविलासत्शुभप्रेममयं प्रणमामि शचीसुत गौरवरम् हरिभक्तिवरं हरिनामधरं करजप्यकरं हरिनामपरं नयने सततं प्रणयाश्रुधरं प्रणमामि शचीसुत गौरवरम् सततं जनता भवतापहरं परमार्थपरायणलोकगतिं नवलेहकरं जगतापहरं प्रणमामि शचीसुतगौरवरम् निजभक्तिकरं प्रियचारुतरं नटनर्तननागरराजकुलं कुलकामिनीमानसलास्यकरं प्रणमामि शचीसुत गौरवरम् करतालबलं कलकण्ठरभं मृदुवाद्यसुधीनिकया मधुरं निजभक्तिगुणावृतनाट्यकरं प्रणमामि शचीसुत गौरवरम् युगधर्मयुतं पुनर्नन्दसुतं धरणीसुचितं भवभावुचितं तनुधायनचितं निज असयुतं प्रणमामि शचीसुत गौरवरम् अरुणं नयनं चरणं वसनं वदने स्खलितं स्वकनामधरं कुरुते सुरसं जगत जीवनं प्रणमामि शचीसुत गौरवरम्. Just I will read the translation of these 8 verses. First verse says, his complexion is the hue of fresh cream tinged with kumkum. He is the ever-fresh Cupid who shoots arrows of newly blossoming flowers. He wears newer and newer moods of emotional ecstasies. He is fond of performing novel dances. He makes ever new jokes that cause much laughter. His brilliant luster is like freshly cast gold. I bow down to Gaurav, the beautiful son of Mother Sachi. He is endowed with ever-fresh love of Godhead. His radiant luster is like the color of fresh butter. His fresh attire is arranged in ever-new fashions. He relishes ever-new mellows of love for Krishna. He shines in ninefold new ways while executing the ninefold processes of devotion. He is permeated with a most auspicious loving nature. I bow down to Gaurav, the beautiful son of Mother Sachi. He is absorbed in devotion to Sri Hari. He maintains the chanting of the names of Hari. While chanting, he counts the holy names on the finger of his hands. He is addicted to the name of Hari. He always has tears of love welling in his eyes. I bow down to Gaurav, the beautiful son of Mother Sachi. He is always removing the suffering of material existence for mankind. He is the goal of life for persons who are dedicated to their supreme interest. He inspires men to become like honeybees, eager for the honey of Krishna Prema. He removes the burning fever of the material world. I bow down to Gaurav, the beautiful son of Mother Sachi. He who motivates pure devotion unto himself, who is most attractive to his beloved servitor, by his dramatic dancing, he exhibits the characteristics of the king of paramours. He causes the mind of beautiful young village women to dance. I bow down to Gaurav, the beautiful son of Mother Sachi. He plays kartals as his throat emits sweet melodious sounds, and the vibrant notes of the veena are softly played. He thus inspired the devotees to perform dramatic dancing that is infused with aspects of his own devotional service. I bow down to Gaurav, the beautiful son of Mother Sachi. He is accompanied by the Sankirtana movement, which is the religious practice for the age of Kali. He is the son of Nanda Maharaj, come again. He is the extraordinarily brilliant ornament of the earth. His preaching mode is suitably adapted to the cycle of birth and death. His consciousness is fixed in meditation on his own form of Krishna. He is always accompanied by his transcendental abode. I bow down to Gaurav, the beautiful son of Mother Sachi. His eyes, the soles of his feet, and his clothing are reddish like the color that heralds the rising sun. As he utters his own names, his voice flatters. He awakens a sweet flavor to life throughout the universe. I bow down to Gaurav, the beautiful son of Mother Sachi. Thank you, Prabhuji, giving me the opportunity.
Thank you, Prabhu. So nicely you have sung this, and really we are blessed to have your, association over here. And thank you to all the devotees who have joined here. So today, as being Gaur Purnima, so today we will try to uh, elaborate more on the pastimes of our Gaurang Mahaprabhu. So let us start with a small prayer, and we will then go ahead with starting from his birth, and we will try to traverse his the tenure which he has spent on this motherly earth. So let us start with that small prayer. ओम नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्नामने गौरतुषे नमः। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुर्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तविंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तविंद। हरे कृष्णा हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखम करोति वाचालम पंगुम लंगायते गिरिम यत्कृपातहं वंदे परमानंद माधवम श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य देवम। So today we start with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So the most merciful God who has come down as a Yug Purush to establish Yug Dharma. So how he has come over here and how he passes on the message of basically the Sankirtan. So we'll go through it. So basically Advaita Char, who was already like before God comes, all his associates, they come down and basically they make everything like, to presently what we call sanitization of the atmosphere, so that God can descend and he can play his pastimes over here. So our Advaita, at one point of time, this Navdeep Dham was, Navdeep place was full of erudite scholars who were quite scholarly they were quite scholarly in this Sanskrit grammar, and they used to boast of a lot of knowledge which they used to have that at that point of time, and it was considered to be the center of education for whole over India, we can say. So but the problem was that slowly as Kali has crept in, so the knowledge was being used for materialistic, thought process and on the material basically level. So at one point of time, Advaitacharya saw that these people were performing marriage of a dog and a cat, and they were making all the pompous show of this marriage, and all the utilization of resources towards just you can imagine. So Advaita Cha was so fumed up and he was so vexed that he started to pray. And every day he used to go to the bank of river Ganga, Ma Ganga, and he used to cry over there, Hari, 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 when you will come down, when you will come down, Hari, Hari, this place has become rotten. You need to come down. You need to establish Hari, Hari. So this way, every day he would pray for Krishna to come down on this earth. And finally, it was basically on 18th of February in 1486. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on Purnima. That's why it's known as Gaur Purnima, and that day it was a lunar eclipse. So usually in our Sanatan Dharma, so whenever there is an eclipse, we will we will try to take bath, and we will be chanting God's name. So everyone in the Navdeep was chanting Hari Hari, Hari Hari, Hari Hari, Hari Hari, and everyone together they were chanting, and on the bank of river Ganges they were taking bath, and they were completely ecstatic, and they were just chanting Hari Hari, Hari Hari. And at that point of time, Mother Sachi, so Mata Sachi has, who was basically also, feeling this inauspiciousness, she came outside and she was below a neem tree, and this neem tree basically saw the descending of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And since he was born below a neem tree, his name was known as Nimai. So Nimai, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's first name was Nimai, and he was favorably known as Nimai because all the elderly lady who used to come, they used to always call him as a Nimai. And generally the children you will see, majority of the children you will see that they cry. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he descended, he kept on crying for a day or two, and nobody was able to understand what is the reason. Why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is crying continuously. So Nimai is crying. So ultimately, somebody in exclamation out of the old ladies or the ladies who had come, they just said Hari. Once they said Hari word, immediately, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stopped crying, and as the ladies stopped saying that, again he started to cry. So one of the ladies, elderly ladies, she understood that this name Hari is it looks like that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is quite versed with it. So they started to say Hari 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 Hari, and when they started to say Hari Hari, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was smiling. So just think that he was just born and he started to preach, to take the name of Hari. So that was the level of consciousness he was trying to bring in the people, because they had degraded themselves. Now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was slowly, he was growing up. So I'll narrate you one of his pastimes. Like one of the Brahmana, he came to the village, and this Brahman basically was a very scholarly Brahman. And Jagannath Mishra, father of our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he requested Brahman to stay for a day in his house, and they wanted to serve him. And in those days, like some Brahman who used to come, they usually people will take them to their house and provide all facilities for a Brahman to stay for a day or the couple of days, whatever it is. So this Brahman who came to the house, so he said that I have to prepare prasadam for Gopal, means basically Lord Krishna. So they said, yes, we will first wash all the place, and you can cook. They provided all the material for cooking, and they provided this raw material for whatever he wanted to cook for prasadam. So he took a bath and he came, and then he started to cook prasadam. He cooked it. He came somewhere in about 10 o'clock, so he started to cook prasadam. And finally, by 12 o'clock, he was ready with prasadam. So he just covered it, and then he went to take bath. When he came back, he saw Nimai Prabhu eating the prasadam. So he was completely vexed, and he said, "Are, I had made this prasadam with so much of difficulty for my Krishna, my Gopal, and this small kid, Nimai, he has come here and he has taken it." He started to jump. He was jumping. Then everyone, Jagannath Mishra ji, and his father and mother Sachi, his elder brother. So Vishwarup, all of them came running, and they saw that Brahmana is completely, he is in a nonchalant mood, and he's crying and he's shouting that this prasad has been eaten away by Nimai. So, okay, this again they requested that to make a fresh prasadam. So they said we will clean it up. And basically, Vishwarupa, he had beautiful, that his presentation, and he was not ready. But then again, when they requested, so they started to prepare prasad. He went to take bath. He has taken bath again. Material was provided, and a room was cleaned up and washed, and again prasadam was prepared. So again this time prasadam was prepared, and now Brahmana was happy, and he said, "Oh, okay, I'll go and take bath." He covered up with banana leaf and everything, and he said that, "Gopal, I'm just coming, and I'll offer you." But when he comes back, what he sees, that Nimai Prabhu again is eating, and this time he said, "Oh, look, it looks like that my Gopal, my Krishna is not going to have food today. This boy is coming and eating every time the prasadam. He is making prasad jhuta. So this prasad I cannot serve to Krishna." So, and Nimai Prabhu just turned and he saw Brahmana, and then he is smiling. This time, then Jagannath, by this time, Jagannath Mishra, Vishwarup, and Mata Sachis, they all came again. They were saying that we are very sorry. We were not aware that he will again come down. So again, they requested with lot of, after requesting almost like continuous requesting, Brahmana also again thought that, okay, let me try for the third time. By this time, almost it was like evening. So again, he started to prepare the prasadam. This is the third time, but this time, they did is that they kept Nimai Prabhu inside one, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inside one of the room, and locked it from outside. So this time Ramana, he has prepared the prasadam, and when he prepared it, again he went to take bath, and again he said same thing, "Gopal, I am coming, and I will offer you prasadam." So when he came back, and again he saw, and he just started, crying, and he was just saying, "Are, again this prasadam has been eaten." So this time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nimai means Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes in the form, and he shows, and he says to Brahmana, "Every time you are calling me, and I'm coming and taking this prasadam, and you are getting angry with me." So he showed his, that beautiful effulgent, and he said to Brahma that you don't have to tell this outside. So, okay, but since he was shouting, by this time, Jagannath Mishra, he came with a stick, and that this time I'm going to hit Nimai. So, but when they came, they see Nimai here also, and they said that how can it be possible? We have locked him, and they went, and they saw that Nimai inside the room also. By this time, they were completely bewildered. Are, Nimai is there or Nimai is here? So ultimately, that was for a moment. Again, when they went back to Brahmana, they couldn't see, and Brahmana was just, taking the. Usually, everybody will eat prasadam, but he was just, he took that prasadam, he was pouring on his body, he was rubbing it on his body, and he was jumping, he was dancing. So nobody could understand what has happened to this Brahmana. But Brahmana was in a complete mode of joy, and the love which he could feel for the God, and the presence of God which was there in front of him. So this is what in the childhood our Nivai Prabhu did, and there's another. As he was growing up, so there's another pastime when two of the robbers, because hope I am audible to everyone.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, so I'll continue with another pastime. This time, these two robbers, they saw that our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nimai Prabhu, always used to be, the Mata Sachi would dress him, so nicely with ornaments and everything. So these two thieves were waiting for a long time. They always used to see he used to come, and he will be playing outside the house. So what they did is that since he was small, they picked him up, and these two thieves started to run. Like, if you run for 1 hour, maybe you will be, if you are a good athlete or something like that, you may cross 10 kilometers. But okay, whatever they were running, they thought that, okay, now we must have at least 10 kilometers away from the house. And they just stopped. And when they returned back, they saw that they are still in the front of same house from there they started. So they were completely bewildered. And in between this, Jagannath Mishra and his father, Nimai Prabhu's father and mother, both of them are completely distraught that where Nimai has gone. So they are shouting, Nimai, Nimai, Nimai. So Nimai, he goes running and gets into the lap of Mother Sachi, and he said that he's saying to his father that these two people, actually, they have brought me back over here. So Jagannath Mishra immediately took some ornaments and some clothes, and he's running after the thieves. And thief thought that they are coming to catch him, so they are also running, and Jagannath Mishra is running after them. So again, see, he never said that these are the thief, or and he understood what was going on, but he was so merciful. And he grew up little more, and now his pastimes were like of more of like Krishna only. So he used to go to the river Ganges, and there people used to take bath. He will go with his friends, and there he will do lot of acts which used to is generally vex this Brahmins who used to take bath over there. So one day, all of them, and in fact some of the ladies also, so they all came to Mata Sachi and Jagannath, and they said, "Your son, just imagine what he has done today." So what? So they said, "My son, he went with his friends." So Mata Sachi said, "No, no, no, he cannot do anything. He went with his friend. No, no, no. Just imagine what he has done. We were taking bath on the other side of Ganges. These Brahmins were saying, and the ladies were saying we were taking bath on this other side. So what this Nimai has done, that he has taken the dhoti and our dress and kopin, and he has brought to this side, and he has taken saris and all that, he has taken it to the other side. Just imagine our condition." So this was this was the mischief which Nimai, he was doing it. But this message he got, and that's what he thought, that if I go back, probably his father and mother both will be very, very angry with him. So he, with his since he is in transcendental form, immediately he had already taken bath, so immediately he dried up his clothes. How he dried up? Okay, so he went back, and he told his friend that if anybody comes and asks, you just tell them that Nimai was not here. So he went back and he said to mother, they were very angry, and they said, what is this, Nimai? What you are doing? You are doing such kind of mischiefs. No, no, mother. I never went to Ganga. I never took bath. Just see, my cloth is dry. Oh, yeah, yeah, your cloth is dry. Yes, you must not take a bath. So I think it looks like that. Mother Sachi is saying to his father, Jagat Mishra, that it looks like that they are complaining something wrong about my son, because Mother Sachi loves Nimai Prabhu a lot. So, these kind of mischiefs kept on increasing. At one point of time, uh, uh, Mother Mother Sachi and Jagannath Mishra, both of them thought, why not to get Vishwarup, his elder brother, to get married. This message went to Vishwarup, his elder brother, who is basically incarnation of Lord Balram, and he was not happy. And in fact, it is said that he said that he don't want to get married, probably, but their father and mother, since they were already planning for it, so he left the house and he took sannyas. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is now he's now grown up, so he started to participate in lot of activities, homely activities, but his mischief was not getting over. He would do all sorts of mischiefs. Finally, Jagannath Mishra, they were, once Vishwarup has left, Jagannath Mishra and Mata Sachi, they were very worried that, he, since his elder brother has taken sannyas, and they were completely shattered that they wanted him to go into this grihastha life. But they thought that maybe if and Vishwarupa basically he got, I mean, he was a very scholarly, I mean, okay, he was incarnation of Lord Balram. He was very scholarly. He used to go to Srivas Thakur house, and he used to go at Advaita Chari house, and there he used to get lessons, and he was also very scholarly. I mean, he knew this Sanskrit Vyakran, I mean, very nicely, and that was level that his proficiency has increased to the highest level. So Jagannath Mishra said that this time I'm now not because our child, he learned so much that he became a sannyasi. So I won't let Nimai Prabhu to study because he will also again go on the same path. But after some time, I mean, Advaita Acharya, he came and he explained that it is just like, if you cannot stop sun from coming out. It comes out and the sunshine will be there. Same way, the knowledge is something which is required for everyone. So please don't, I mean, deprive of him whatever he wants to learn. So then they finally thought that yes, this is not correct. We are thinking for ourselves, then not to let Nimai Prabhu study. So finally, they allowed him to study, and the people, I mean, like from first, I mean, nowadays it's kindergarten. So from kindergarten to 10th, like 12 years, and just in 12 days, Nimai Prabhu could just grasp everything of whatever was being taught, and he became, I mean, his knowledge was apt to discuss with anyone. So that was the level of proficiency which Nimai Prabhu exhibited there. So in fact, his teachers and all this, they said that we can't understand that the things which people take years and years to understand, he just understands in a day. Now slowly he has grown up. Now he becomes, in fact, he became a teacher. So he wanted to teach. So everyone wanted to get lesson from him because the people used to take 12 years. Nimai Pandit would be, I mean, he became Nimai Pandit after that. So Nimai Pandit would be teaching them in 12 days. So now his, I mean, name and fame was going on. So one time there was a, I mean, villages were very, and there was a message which came down, and villages were very afraid. So Kesav Kashmiri, so one of the, another scholar who was basically a bhakt of Ma Saraswati. So he was, visiting all. He was on a visit all over India. So he knew that Navdeep is a place of center of education. So he wanted to have this, vad vivad. What we say is, I mean, a kind of a yeah, debate
Debate.
on, yeah, Prabhu. So debate on Sanskrit Vyakran. So he felt that okay, this Sanskrit Vyakran, I mean, he understood that his Sanskrit Vyakran is the best. So every scholar was running helter and skelter. In fact, one of the Brahmins, what he told his wife, that if any of the Kashmiri Pandits follower comes, you just tell that I'm not here in the house. So everybody was, and our Nimai Pandit, he was not understanding what is happening. So then somebody said that Kashmiri Pandit, I mean Kashmiri, Keshav Kashmiri is coming, and he is like, a very, very learned scholar, and he wants to defeat us. So then he said, then why are you afraid? Then he said, no, no, no. Usually it is very difficult to challenge him. Okay. So then he said, okay, no problem. Let him come down. So, and that point of time, when Keshav Kashmiri met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in fact, one glance itself, he understood that I'm not standing in front of a normal human being. But anyway, since he had to do that debate, so he started with the debate. And at one point of time, Nimai Pandit said that you are doing this mistake over here. And he said that, and he explained him in various ways how this mistake has been, he has pointed out. So yeah, Keshav Kashmiri, he was completely aghast. I mean, he was astonished that how can anybody point out this minutest of the grammatical error, or what we can say Sanskrit Vyakran error. So he accepted his defeat, and in fact, what we say that afterwards he became devotee also. So this goes on, and after that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu further he wanted to spread out this message, so he went to Bangladesh, and before that he was married to his first marriage, which was solemnized. So his wife, again, mother Lakshmi, so Lakshmi Priya. So she was married to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in between this, he went to Bangladesh, and what it said that Lakshmi Priya, she could not basically sustain. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu going away, so she basically, left the body. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, so this by this time, these things were all into falling down in line. And then what happened, that there was very sad incident where his father, Jagannath Mishra, he passed away. So he left his body. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very, very sad, and he was feeling very remorse. And finally, to perform his last rites, he went to Gaya. And Gaya, he met his met his guru. So anybody can say who was Guru of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu?
Sandipani Muni.
No, okay. So no, I'm talking about Sandipani Muni was for Krishna, present Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He had this Ishwar Puri. So Ishwar Puri, basically disciple of Madhavendra Puri, and Ishwar Puri was Guru of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He gave the Guru mantra, and basically Kesav Pandit, Keshav Pandit, he gave him sannyas. So these two are important people. In fact, he met in Gaya, he met his guru. And there, in fact, in one pastime in Gaya also is there, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was staying there for some time to perform this near to Vishnupad. So that is a temple where it is said that Vishnu first kept his feet on earth. So that Vishnupad temple, he used to go there, and last night he was performing. There he used to cook his own food. So Ishwar Puri, his Guru Maharaj, so he came, and he said that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that you please have prasadam. So he said, yeah, he agreed to take prasadam. So just imagine Krishna making prasadam, and his guru was enjoying that prasadam. And what happened? He said, okay, both of us will take, but the condition was that half of both of us will take. But what happened, that this Ishwar Puri, he forgot what he has said, and he ate all prasadam. So Mother Lakshmi, she was saying, Are, now our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there will be no prasadam for him. So she came and started to cook. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu kept on saying his Guru, you please have more, please have more. So it looks like that Ishwar Puri, his Guru Maharaj had the prasadam which he never had in his life. So, okay, we can imagine Mother Lakshmi also cooking, and Krishna cooked it before. So what kind of prasad it would be? So after this, he came back to Navdeep, and when he came back to Navdeep, he was not the same Nimai Pandit. He was completely changed. He was crying in ecstasy. He was just saying that my life has been wasted. I wasted my life in studying this Sanskrit background. There is no, I have no, Krishna doesn't love me. And completely he was in a, mode where every villager, in the Navdeep, everyone was completely shattered to see the condition of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and especially Advaita Charya and Srivas Thakur, they and Gadadhar Pandit, all of them, when they saw this condition of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they said that now it is really, difficult to control Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He used to be completely, sometimes, he used to show the symptoms of a true devotee. So now the time has come for him to now do this Sankirtan movement. So he met once at Srivas Thakur's house, and there he said, Srivas, we are only doing Sankirtan for on 2 days, that is on Ekadasi and Dwadasi days. Now we have to do Sankirtan because Krishna doesn't love us. He's not at, we are not getting love of Krishna. So we have to this Sankirtan throughout the night. And probably you won't imagine that till the time he stayed in Navdeep, that's like the age of 24 he stayed in Navdeep. they were not sleeping and they were doing Sankirtan every night in Srivas Thakur with his very intimate associate. No, everyone was not allowed there. Only all intimate associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to be in that Sankirtan. And in that, what happened, and that used to happen in Srivas Thakur's house. And in that, one day, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he came back, he saw that, there is some kind of, distraught. I mean, in the morning when he comes out of this Sankirtan, he said, I'm not feeling very happy. What has happened? Anything has happened in this house? Srivas, tell me what has happened. So Srivas Thakur is not saying anything. So, and his wife, he has requested his wife that, Malini Devi, that please don't say anything. But one or two of the Vaishnavas who were knowing, they said that yesterday night, Srivas Thakur, 2-year-old son, has passed away. I mean, has left the body. So, but they said that, Srivas Thakur has said that nobody will pass this message to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, otherwise this Sankirtan movement will get disrupted. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Srivas, what have you done? Is this the way you will do it? No, I never thought that. How can I pay you back? Srivas, Srivas, this is something, how will I live without you? And nobody could understand what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was saying. How can I live without you? But okay. Then he said, child's name, called by child's name, and immediately he put his hand on his forehead. The child came back. Came back to life, and well, he immediately prostrated and he said that I'm very lucky to be born in this house, and I could get the glimpse of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he said that, Lord, please allow me to go back to my, to my loka, to your loka. So my aspiration or my desire is fulfilled. So I think again he left his body and went back to Goloka. Now this Sankirtan movement was going on, and one particular night, somehow Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in the evening when he came, I don't know what has happened to me. I saw yesterday one person in blue attire, very fair, with garland, and he is roaming in Navadvip, and I'm just not able to understand where he is. This was in my dream. So everyone said, Arey, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is dreaming. And he's saying, so he's told, you go and search him. I want to see this person. I want to meet him. So everybody says, but they said that, is it? Anyway, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's dream. But since he has requested all of them to go in all the direction Navdeep and search, finally they came back and they said, no, we have not found anybody of what description which you have said. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, no, you just go across the road. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then started to run. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu reached the other side of the road, Nandanacharya. So his house was there, and he started to knock. And when Nandanacharya came out, he said, you are keeping somebody, my brother, inside your house. Please ask him to come out. So Nandanacharya is surprised that how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to know, because he was told not to tell anyone. But anyway, by this time, so our Nityanand Prabhu comes out, and there Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just just fold. He's so happy to say, my brother, I have been waiting for you for such a long time. Where you have been? So he's smiling, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is crying, and both of them are clinging to each other, and they are feeling so happy. Now, basically, this was the point of time when Nityanand Prabhu met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and this Sankirtan movement has to go on. And a point of time comes when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu finally decided. Everyone was very sad in Navadvip that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is going to, take sannyas, because he has announced. And by this time, Sachi Mata also got this message, and second time he was married to Vishnu Priya. So, my mother Sachi told Vishnu Priya that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as Nimai Pandit, has taken this decision. So this decision, we have to honor that. So both of them were not happy, but he insisted that Nimai Prabhu said that no, I want to take sannyas and I have to proceed with the whatever activities which has been destined to me. So he took that sannyas, and sannyas was given by Keshav Pandit, and then he moved on. From there, he moved on, but he wanted to go to Vrindavan. But Mother Sachi said, I will request you only one thing. Please stay at Jagannath Puri, where I can come and, I mean, I can at least think that you can come back and I can see you. But if you go to Vrindavan, it will be very far off. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he's just listened to his Mother Sachi, and he said, "Okay, I will stay at Jagannath Puri." And then he started from there with his all close associates. He reached Jagannath Puri, and there he started, started his Sankirtan movement. And the Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, how he transformed Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, like it's a big story. I'll just say in short, he was also one scholarly person, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu understood that he will be one person who will be helping to spread the message. So I mean, he just molded him, because he was like I mean, his philosophies are more like a Mayavadi. His Vedant philosophy was more or less entrusted with the thought process of Mayavadis. So slowly, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu molded him, and in fact, he stayed in his house for a long time. After that, he stayed in, I think, Radha Kund, or there's a place near our temple. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's, chanting beads and his slippers and all those things are there. If we get, I mean, if people go there in Jagannath Puri, they can see it. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then proceeded. I will take just a couple of minutes more. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had a mission, because after that 24 years which he spent, at age of 24 he came to Puri, and after age of 24 he spent another 24 years spreading this message of Krishna Prem. So this as a life of a devotee. So he went to south, and he spent times moving in the south. Here he met Ramanand Rai on the bank of river Godavari. That's a place called Kovuru, other side of the Rajmundry. So there he met Ramanand Rai, and they discussed lot of pastimes, because Ramanand Rai and Swarup Damodar. Swarup Damodar was personal secretary for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu till the end. And Ramananda, these both are basically incarnation of Lalita and Vishakha. So these were two very intimate, I mean, you can say gopis, and best friends of Radharani. So they also came down. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met Ramanand Rai, I mean, they have discussed lot of lot of pastimes, and I mean, they showed their in fact, I mean, why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come down. Then Ramananda Roy explained, and so there was a relationship which they could relish on the bank of river Ganges. Presently, we have in our Brahma Gaudi Sampradaya one ashram is there, where in the temple we can see Rai Prabhu and Ramanand Rai and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, both of them there. And it is said that if we visit this place, our process of going back to Godhead, 50% is complete. I mean, so in our lifetime, once we should visit this place for sure, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Ramanand Rai, so both of them had a long discussion about various pastimes which were there. So then he moved on further. He went to other places in South, and then he again came back. And this time when he went back, Ramanand Rai also came back with him to Puri. So this way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so many pastimes are there. I mean, because of short of time, so we'll try to end with one small pastime, wherein, in Navadip, there was one time when everybody wanted that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu should should taste their prasad. Because so many people bringing prasad, so they thought that are we going to be blessed that if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tasted? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu understood that everybody wants their prasad to be tasted. So you can imagine one big hall and all sorts of prasadam there. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, everybody was completely bewildered when they saw that all the prasadam is over. So, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is smiling. So they thought in their mind, they're thinking, at least little bit of prasadam we could get. So then he said, go into another. He said that go to other room. There's a prasadam is there. You can take that prasadam. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has exhibited his pastimes to make people understand that two things were the most important two things which Krishna, basically the love, that's the prema and devotion. These two things are the main ingredients which we have to mix in our day-to-day life if we want to really preach Krishna and if we really want to follow the footsteps of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So I will like to end over here, and we will have a small Vaishnav song. And hope, if anybody has any questions, they can ask, or else we can start with this Vaishnav song.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank
Yeah,
you so much. Narrated this pastime so nicely. We really got elevated. Hope everybody would have enjoyed. And today is very auspicious day. So on this occasion, we could able to get your association. And so nicely you told from birth to till he came to age of 48. So very nice, Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
yeah, Prabhu. These pastimes are no. These pastimes, if we listen Shravanam, that's what is one of the most. If we listen to the past, that's why our Krishna Swami Prabhu wanted somebody to at least narrate few of the pastimes. It purifies us. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has. If we just think about him, and that's what says that if you just think once about him, your purification process starts. So that's what we have to remember. That today, God Purnima is a special day for everyone. It's not that we are just celebrating Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance day. It's a special day when we have got the Yuga Purush coming in this and establishing Yuga Dharma in this present times. Like in Kali Yuga, he has been merciful. Like it. One more thing I would just like to add: in one day of Brahma, maybe if we understand, it's like thousand Kali Yugas. Out of that, 999 times God Narayan would be coming, but only one time our Gauranga Prabhu comes. So this is the special. We are all, blessed, or we can say we are so lucky that we were born in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's era. That's a basically Gauranga Prabhu's era. So that is, other times he's always coming as Gaur Narayan. Okay, that we can discuss afterwards. So that's a mercy of our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He's trying to give his a message and the prem and the message of love and the common message which says that Krishna is ours and Krishna can be ours only one if we are showing our devotion with love. Thank you, Prabhu. And anybody else, Mataji and Prabhuji, if you want to know something, if you have something, we have to a few minutes. We can very well discuss. Any clarification you want?
Prabhuji, I would like to know that where is the place that Ramananda
Yep.
Chaitanya
Yep.
Mahaprabhu met?
Yeah, Prabhu, it is Kovur. Kovur. That's the other side of Rajmundry. Means Rajmundry is this side of the river Ganges, Godavari. That is just on the other side. It's it's a quite famous place. So if we come there, it is, yes, in lifetime we should come. I visited once and I aspire to go again and again. So 50% of our journey back to Goloka will be completed once we go to this place and take darshan over there.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu.
Prabhu, I like to add one point, Prabhu, with your permission.
Yes, Prabhu, please go ahead. Thank you, Prabhu.
Actually, you narrated this story, Prabhu, like when Keshava Kashmiri got defeated in a debate in Sanskrit philosophy. Then, as he is a great scholar of India, he used to talk with the goddess also, like goddess of education, Saraswati. When he got defeated,
Yeah,
I heard that he went to direct Saraswati and ask how Saraswati, I'm your favorite student, how I got defeated with this small boy. I'm not in a condition to accept it. What happened to me? Why I got defeated? Then goddess Saraswati tells that you're thinking that I am God, but he is my God. You can imagine how can you win over him? With this, we can come to know that the goddess of Saraswati himself saying that he is my God. it's clearly understood that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. I just want to add this point, Prabhu.
Yeah, Prabhu. Correct, very correct. In fact, I have missed a few of the things which I have written down. Because of shortage of time, I am not able to do that. In fact, at one point of time, I am the same. I am the same. You worship me. In fact, he has even told, okay, that has happened only once, but that also we could have shared it. But it will take some time. Anyway, Prabhu, anyway, next opportunity we'll try to share with our devotees. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for your reflection. It is really, when we understand Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, we sometimes, I mean, really, we feel that, our eyes get moistened when we.
Prabhuji, you're on mute.
Sorry, Prabhu. What I was saying is that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, we are so blessed to, get that mercy from him. Just imagine the messages which he has passed on. Like he was the founder of Achinta Bheda Bheda, which we have, I think in our previous classes, we have come across this word, Achinta Bheda Bheda, and also he established this Vaishnav philosophy with our Gaudiya, this basically our Brahma Gaudiya, the Sampradaya is all, established again through him. And he has brought on things in so orderly fashion that today we are blessed to see, so many things in front of us. I'm just speaking, it's not that me I'm speaking, it's basically the blessings of my Guru Maharaj and all the blessings of Vaishnavas and devotees. And I would say the blessings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that we can speak few things. We are not at all qualified to say all these things, but yes, we have tried to, just get some mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu in his lifetime, if you see his lifetime, if you read his book, probably many of must have read it. If we go through the Chaitanya Charitamrita, which was basically written by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. So there are three books basically: Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya this Bhagavatam, and Chaitanya Chaitanya Mangal. So Chaitanya Mangal was written by Lochan Das. So all these three books, out of this, one of was translated by our our Prabhupada. So Chaitanya Charitamrita. If we go through that, we will really enjoy. Like Prabhupada used to say, it's like just like a Bengali rasgulla. It's a gulab jam. Rasgulla, one of the sweet. So it's so tasty. So only thing is that we have to see with the perspective how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us this message. So if we follow that in our life, certainly we are going to come out of lot of complexities which we face in our day-to-day life. He lived a very simple life, and that's what he says, shows us the path. The materialistic world, how we can detach it, and how we can move ahead and try to, finally what we say is that the purpose of life we can achieve. Yes, Prabhu. Any more questions, Mataji? Today, Mataji, there is no question from Mataji. Malti Mataji. Swati
Yes,
Mataji.
Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah, Mataji. I just thought that any reflections you would like to share with us.
Actually, I don't have any knowledge about pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Prabhuji. I didn't uh, read any of his books also. First time I'm listening from you only, Prabhuji, about the pastimes and how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met Nityananda Prabhu so many days back. Krishna Swami Prabhu has told. And first time I'm listening from you. I know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he is a incarnation of Krishna, and like uh, actually I feel that I am very uh, ineligible to ask questions about uh, anything regard this issue, Prabhuji? I mean, anything regarding this topic?
Yeah, Mataji, I have just touched the tip of the iceberg. I mean, this
Oh,
pastime is okay. This is, I mean, if we really, go through the pastimes, you will
hmm,
really enjoy it. So I would
hmm,
request everyone, all
hmm.
the people who have been over here. I think many of us have read many of the pastimes, but others also, if we can go to the pastimes, we will be, I mean, I can assure you, you are going to be blessed with the pastimes which will go through. So
The
that will,
pastimes will cover completely in Chaitanya Charitamrita only, na Prabhuji. Not is not there in any other small books.
no, Chaitanya, see, there are small books also are there. First, if you can read those, they probably will come to know Chaitanya. I mean, there are books also, but Chaitanya Charitamrita, you have, if you want to read it, probably, if you read slowly, you will be able to. There's all, I mean, it's basically in part divided into three parts. So we have to just develop that taste of understanding it. So before that, probably small books and other pastimes, you can hear many of the pastimes from all the Guru Maharaj and our God brothers who have already told
Oh.
about it. I mean, I cannot just match them. I said
Uh,
few of the things.
that
So
Chaitanya Charitamritam is the highest level, na Prabhuji. So first
yes,
we
yes,
prefer to read the small books,
yes.
then we can go to that.
Yeah,
And
Mataji.
is there any books Prabhupada has written about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes and?
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, actually, the all as I said, no. So that's all. I mean, he wrote down this Chaitanya Charitamrita, no, because
Uh-huh.
that's what. So that was converted into English, and then further now other languages it has been translated. So Prabhupada actually concentrated on this Chaitanya Charitamrita, and there are other pastimes. I'm not remembering the name, but there are
Mm-hmm.
small books are there. And just refer those.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Prabhuji.
Okay, Gordon Prabhu. So we can close down with a small Vaishnav song.
Yes, Prabhu. Go ahead, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, I have a doubt, Prabhuji. Like uh, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has covered, did his Sankirtana movement in all the South. But actually, South people, most of the South people don't know his name. Only the West Bengal people know his name and about him. But we people don't know. Most of the people, if we talk about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, most of them they don't know. Even though he went to uh, whatever you told, that Kovuru, and even he came to. Uh, I mean, I saw that his lotus feet statue in Simhachalam, Vishakhapatnam, and there are so many places in Puri Jagannath also. But even the South people don't know about
Ma-
him. So why is it so, Prabhuji?
Oh yeah, Mataji. Actually, there are many people who know about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because, in fact, Kurma Avatar temple, which is there, and there also Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I mean, footsteps are there. People go and pay their obeisances. He came to Simachalam. There also we have, and he went till Srirangapatnam, if I'm correct. There also there is, people have the footsteps are there, and in fact, one of the Goswamis. I mean, he basically he was from South only, and he did exemplary service in basically Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. After in Kali Yuga, this Vrindavan was lost. In fact, I just could not narrate that. Also, I wanted to narrate it, but because of shortage of time, I could not do that. In fact, Vrindavan was again found by our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I mean, like 7 temples, and there are many things which he went to Vrindavan once, and he found out, and he entrusted the responsibility on our Sas Goswami, that this all needs to be further re-established, so that in future people can, they can just see the pastimes of Krishna. So I mean, there are many pastimes which he has done in South also. Only thing is that probably, I mean, since we are not able to narrate over here, but there are many pastimes which I mean, because I may not be able to tell just now. But yes, in next class, whenever we get an opportunity, we can discuss many of them. There are many of them. I can, I mean, if we start, it will go in hours. So yeah, okay. Knowing about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I think everyone in India knows about him. Maybe what we talk about, when talk about South, it's not like South. He came especially to South to deliver people, and he has done that. He said that if I embrace any person one time, that Krishna Prem will be, I mean, will arise in him. So, I mean, I don't want to again, Mataji, sorry, just we need to, I mean, elaborate more on that. But yeah, I mean, I would say that many of the South, I mean, whatever pastimes has happened in South is known to many people. He spent
Okay,
many
Prabhu.
years. Yeah, Prabhu. Yeah, Mataji.
And one more thing, Prabhuji. See, at very young age, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, actually Krishna, in order to make people to understand how a devotee should be in this Kali Yuga, and also to uh, gave that easy Sankirtana Yajna, which is suits to this age. So at very young age, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyasa. So how can we take this in this age, Prabhuji? Like we should, I mean, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had took the sannyasa, and in order to become a devotee, like no need to take sannyasa at this level or at this particular modern age. How can we correlate with that? What Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, apart from the Sankirtana Yajna, taking at the young age sannyasa, giving a message to this age, like how can we relate this? Or we no need to go into that deeper side of that part.
Okay, yeah,
I
Mataji.
want to
Good,
understand.
yeah, good question, Mataji. Basically, when we talk about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taking sannyas at the age of 24, so this very young age as we see. But for Mahaprabhu to perform his Leela, I mean, for perform his pastimes, because, I mean, as we talk about, he lived just for, I mean, he had been showing his pastimes only for 48 years. So he had, I mean, he knew that the time left out for him is less. And so, for, I mean, people like us, we go on through our, normal process of we think that we live for 100 years. Okay, may not be 100 years, but what we think is divide 25 parts of our varnashram. So taking sannyas at the right time, like Prabhupada took the sannyas at the right time. And I mean, we cannot, obviously, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was incarnation. So when he came down and he took it, he just wanted to show us the path. He didn't want to connect that with age. He said that right way to get connected is to, at one point of time, this varnashram dharma has to be followed, and we should get into sannyas. But okay, that point of time, what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did was correct. But again, Prabhupada, when he has taken sannyas, he showed us the right way. So probably Mataji, on this aspect, may not be, we may be able to justify saying that at age of 24 why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was taken. It's basically, I mean, he's Krishna. He has done as per his wishes, which he wanted to show the message, not about sannyas, but basically to I mean, find. I mean, at the youngest age, we should try to involve ourselves, and this Krishna Prem should start flowing in us from right from the young age, and then only we can align ourselves. Otherwise, it's very difficult, Mataji. You can understand that.
Yes, Prabhu.
Hope I have
Thank
answered.
you, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Yes, Prabhu, I understood. I understood. At that age, I mean, at that position, it is recommended in order to deliver our fallen souls. At that point, it is uh, maybe correct, and we should not compare his decision to our position. So that I understood, Prabhuji. And uh, today is Guru Purnami, and you have told about the pastimes which I mean we know so many things about Krishna, but I personally don't know much about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and today you have given so much elaborately explained the pastimes of Chaitanya Prabhu. We are really fortunate, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Uh, and lastly, is there anything which is mentioned how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left this?
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah,
Mataji,
this
actually,
Kali Yuga.
yeah, actually, it's, yeah, Mataji, this question. Actually, I just left that because today being an appearance day, I mean, he left this abode in Puri. And if we want to narrate that whole incident and everything again, I mean, I just would say that he left his, I mean, this abode to his, I mean, Golok on this basically in the month of June, if I'm correct, in 1936. 1936. One minute, Mataji, I'll just tell you. Yeah, he left on 14th of June, 1534 from Puri. So, Mataji, that day basically, what I mean, people say that they just saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu entering Jagannath's, that Garbhagriha, and after that nobody saw him again. So that's where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has left for his abode.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you.
Prabhu, I like to add one point to Malati Mataji question, Prabhu, if you permit me.
Yeah, Prabhu, please.
Actually, Mataji asked the question like how to take this Mahaprabhu Sannyasa message. Actually, if you take grace personality, recently we come across one topic. When we read about great personality, we should not try to imitate them. We should try to take their message, Prabhu. Mataji, if you understand, like if you take Shiva drinking poison, we should not try to imitate the great personality. We should follow their instructions. If you take the Leelas of Krishna, it's very difficult to imitate it. An ordinary person should not imitate those things, but if you follow the instructions, we will be pleased with them.
Yeah, excellent, Prabhu. That's what we should not be. We should not do anukaran. We should be doing anusaran. So following. So anukaran is like trying to imitate. That we cannot do it because we are, as you said, Mataji also said that we are lowly people. We are trying to correct ourselves. So we should be doing anusaran, not anukaran. Anukaran is the word meant for trying to imitate. Anusaran is basically following, doing the saranagati and following it. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Govardhan Prabhu. I understood. Thank you.
Okay, so if there are no more questions, we will just go ahead with one of the Vaishnav song and end our today's session. Okay. भज गौरंगा कह गौरंगा लह गौरंगा नाम रे भज गौरंगा कह गौरंगा लह गौरंगा नाम रे जे जन गौरंगा बजे से हमारा प्राण रे जे जन गौरंगा भजे से हमारा प्राण रे भज गौरंगा कह गौरंगा लह गौरंगा नाम रे भज गौरंगा कह गौरंगा लह गौरंगा नाम रे जे जन गौरंगा भजे से हमारा प्राण रे भज गौरंगा कह गौरंगा लह गौरंगा नाम रे. Thank you, Mataji, Prabhuji, and just we pray to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that his blessings be bestowed on all of us, and we will just pray to God Nitai that their blessings continue to be on us on this auspicious day. जगत गुरु शील प्रभुपाद की जय। गौर निताय की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदे। हरि हरि बोल।
Very good. Thank you, Raghunath Puridas Prabhu, for nicely talking about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I am fortunate, Prabhu, by listening from you. I learned many things from today's topic, and I like to thank Bhaira Prabhu also for leading us with such a nice kirtan today. I thank each and every participant who has joined in today's session. And Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam to all.
धन्यवाद प्रणाम।
Hare
धन्यवाद
Krishna
प्रणाम।
Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Krishna. Dhanavad pranam.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. We'll end the session today. Hare Krishna.